Ladies and gentlemen, Garry Moore.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Welcome to our show. I am bowing formally today because we have with us an extraordinary emissary from where and about what you will have to wait to find out while we meet our extraordinary panel here on To Tell the Truth.
Gene Rayburn. Kitty Carlisle. Bill Cullen. And Peggy.
Your crystal is beautiful.
Oh, how did you know I needed this?
Thank you. I really didn't expect you, but I put those up there in case you dropped in. I've got something to show you here. Some of you world travelers might recognize this for what it is. This is a Deutschmark, German money, that is. Now, I'll turn it over on the flip side, and over here you will see a beautiful castle.
Oh, yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
Now, the gentleman that we're going to meet is particularly interested in this piece of money because this castle happens to be his own.
Ooh.
Yeah, he owns that whole thing there.
Oh.
Now, not only that, the neighborhood that surrounds this castle is very famous for its German wine.
What is it?
And in order for you to experience the joys of German wine, he has provided some for you today.
The Moselle?
And we, in our turn, have provided two of the most accomplished wine stewards in the business who will now serve you. We have Miss Elke Breyer, German-born and inbred.
Certainly is.
And a member of our production staff. And we have also Mr. Roger Peterson, the well-known traveled bon vivant.
And drunk.
And drunk. Part-time Tupperware salesman, associate producer of our show. Now, while you all are being served these various delicious German wines, we will meet our connoisseur of German wines.
Number one, what is your name, please?
My name is Count Els.
Number two.
My name is Count Els.
Number three.
My name is Count Els.
And we are to discover which of these three gentlemen is the real Count Jakob von Els, and here is his affidavit. It says, I, Count Jakob Els, am a staunch advocate of German wines. My ancestral home is a 900-year-old castle. I live on the Rhine in the center of a vineyard operated by my family for over 300 years. Furthermore, I am the president of the Hessian branch of the German Wine Growers Association. As the German emissary of wine, it is my tasty mission to introduce Americans to the joys of the luscious white wine from the Rhine and Moselle valleys. Today, on To Tell the Truth, the panel is sampling three types of German wine. One is a 1969 Berndkassler Dr. Auslese. Another is a 1966 Schloss Vollratz. And the third is the 1937 Trockenbeeren Auslese, one of Count Els's own wines, which retails in New York City, that last wine, retails in New York City, if you can get it, for between $80 and $100 a bottle.
Let's drink it up.
Signed, Jakob von Els. And if you spill some, you've got a $35 stain on your lip. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Does your skincare product offer incomplete care? Most do. Even some new ones don't offer everything your skin needs most. Now, have it all. Introducing new Oil of Olay Complete. Daily protection against UVA and UVB rays, vitamin E, and Olay Moisture in one complete product. Not some of what you need some of the time. This one has it all. New Oil of Olay Complete, proven to give your skin everything it needs most to look beautiful.
Hi, I'm Curtis. I love Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. I like to get here early, sometimes 3-4 hours early, way before the stores even open. You know, to check up on Tony. Sure, everybody knows that Kellogg's Frosted Flakes are great on the inside. But, I see it as my job to make sure they're just as great on the outside. Look at that. It's perfect. It's perfection.
They're great!
This is my family. They're really busy people. We don't get to see each other as much as we'd like. That's why I instituted Family Game Night. It's a special night once a week when we all get together as a family. We play games like Monopoly and Scrabble. Being together like this, it's important. My family's just growing up so fast, and I want to be there for them.
Institute your own Family Game Night with these great family games from Milton Bradley and Parker Brothers.
Family Game Night. It's just a good idea I had.
Call 1-800-CRAFT-CHEESE for fun craft meal ideas and big game savings.
Gosh, you know, I just went to use the phone.
You say once you got back, your wife was gone.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
What?
Have you checked the hot enchilada?
Oh, no. Millicent gets terrible heartburn.
Not this time.
What's that?
Looks like the remains of one of those new Pepsid AC chewables.
Now the first chewable that stops heartburn before it starts. Great tasting Pepsid AC chewables.
Millicent? Is that you?
Start living heartburn-free with new Pepsid AC chewables.
Meet Tess. She's a mover and a shaker. Not to mention a fitness buff. She's a busy girl, all right. She's even eating cereal. So now's the time for Carnation Follow-Up with all the nutrition of starter formulas, plus nearly twice the calcium. And Carnation Follow-Up can save you up to 20%. The very thought makes Tess giggle all over. Bring out the very best in your baby with Carnation Follow-Up from Nestle, also in soy.
Didn't drink while you were there? Oh, hey there, hi. Hello. Nice to see you again. Now remember that all three of these gentlemen over here claim to be Count Jakob Eltz, connoisseur and advocate of German wines. And here's the gal who really knows her grapes, has been to the Moselle Valley 15 times, I believe, Peggy Cass.
Thank you. Number 3, who owns Schloss Johannesburger?
The Tarnish family.
The what?
Tarnish family.
Thank you. Number 1, what is the French end of the Moselle Valley? When you go through the end to Moselle Valley into France, what's the city there?
There
Number
are
one.
several cities there.
Yeah.
One, you've passed Trier and then go
Thank
further.
you. And number 2, at the German end of the, is Koblenz anywhere near the Moselle Valley?
Koblenz is on the Moselle and the Rhine.
Thank you. Number 3, is this glass correct for Bernkastel, doctor?
Excellent.
Shouldn't it be green?
No, you can have white glass. You can also have a green glass, but basically the white glass is fine.
Thank you. Number 2, in the Moselle Valley, how come the grapevines are so short?
They are short because this is the way they get cut there. You have to prune your vines to a certain height to make working them easier. Now, most of the...
I'm sorry, sir, that buzzer cut you off and we're going to go down to Gene Rayburn.
Salute.
Salute.
Number 2, who was this Dr. Bernkastler Auslese? What was his specialty? Liver. Liver? What?
I wouldn't even know what his specialty might have been. I don't even know whether he was a medical doctor.
Is this a good year, number 2, 69?
69 is a good year.
Not bad. Number 3, what does it mean when it says a wine has to breathe?
You open the bottle in order to, before you serve it, in order to give it the air which is necessary to bring the full bouquet.
Yeah. Number 1, does wine ever age in a bottle?
No.
Not
necessarily. It depends entirely how it's treated.
Now, how old is this wine?
69.
This is 69? No, this is a...
That's $100 a bottle.
There's $100 a bottle of wine.
I'm sorry, that's a 37.
Yeah, well, how come it hasn't turned to vinegar?
Because it's a...
Well, it was very well kept.
Boy, would you bring more of this?
Thank you, Gene. Let's go to Kitty.
I don't really want to ask any questions. I want to drink the wine.
There she goes again.
Number 2, how many hectares do you have?
40 hectares, roughly.
And number 1, do you stamp on the grapes?
Never.
How do you crush them?
Through a press called the Wilmer's press.
And number 3, how many employees do you have?
Depending of the season, between 50 and 100.
And number 2, how long can you keep this $100 a bottle one?
It depends, I should say. Trockenbeeren Auslese will keep a very, very long time.
How long?
Oh, I know.
Gesundheit.
That'll keep long, too. That's a good word.
I've known Trockenbeeren auslesen to keep as long as 80 or 90 years.
I see. Number one, which is the best part of your valley?
There
I don't
goes
care.
the buzzer.
I really don't care.
Go to Bill Cullen.
You know, you really know your obscure wines. You do. we once had a bottle of 1926 Gesundheit. It was the best bottle of wine we ever had in our whole... I know the dessert wine, the $100 wine. I'm addressing this to number two. I know that lasts a long time. We were beginning to talk about the life of these other two lighter white wines. Now, the Bernkastler, number two. About how long after it's bottled? What is the earliest date that I can drink a Bernkastler and be safe at the moment?
Oh, you can drink a Bernkastler. If it is an Auslese, you should drink it not before a year after it has been harvested.
Mm-hmm.
Then it will come to its finest point in the second year, and it will probably stay this way, for 4, 5, 6 years.
Thank you, sir.
It can be longer than that, too.
Number one, there are more than one kind of Bernkastler.
He's just got a $35 stain on his jacket.
You know something? I'm the one who's on the wagon, and I'm the one who gets spilled on. I'm going to stay out, but my jacket's going back to the hospital.
Tonight at 5 o'clock, you can stay home and sniff your jacket.
It's a little early for this.
Don't think I won't.
Yes, Peggy, what do you want to know?
What do we
Oh,
want
no,
to
that was the end. We ended with Bill Cullen. It is time now for us to vote.
Oh, my.
What do you think? Do you think it's number one? Or do you think it's number two? Or do you think it's number three? We'll pay $50 for each wrong what you think and $500 of all of what you think's are wrong. And Peggy starts.
Well, number three, the Metternichs own Schloss Johannesburger, so that knocked you out of the box. But between 1 and 2, see, number 1 is right when he said Trier, but number 2 is right about Koblenz. But I voted for number 2 because he looks just like he should be in the movies as an officer.
All righty, we've got a number 2, and let's go down to Gene. Are you still down there?
Yes, sir.
Hi,
Garry.
Gene.
Yes, sir, Garry.
Okay, there, kid.
Yeah.
What do you want to vote for? Who?
I don't know who it is. How do I know who it is? Hey, number 2, sing Temptation, will you?
Melancholy.
What have you got there? A vote for number 2. Hey, Kitty, Min and Bill.
Oh, all right. I voted for number 2.
Why?
I don't know.
Why, that? What do you say, folks?
Well, friends, welcome to Sunrise Semester. We have 3 number 2s, and what's a Bill Cullen gonna do?
Now I know what people mean when they say that people drink in self-defense. I voted for number 1, and I'd like a few pictures.
You're not gonna drink that.
This is the best show we ever had.
Yes, Bill, you voted for number 1, huh?
Yes, and I'd like a picture of his castle.
Now,
I like an invitation.
Kitty wanted to know if the gentleman trampled on their grapes. We're going to reveal the real one by having them all to remove their shoes, and the one with the yellow feet is... No. Will the real Count Jakob von Eltz please stand up? There you go. Well done, John. Number 1, sir. Number 1, what is your real name, please, and what do you do?
My name is George J. Nelson, and I'm president of a mutual fund called the Nelson Fund.
Ah, indeed, yeah. And number 3, sir, please tell us about yourself.
I'm Roger Tuteur, an executive consultant to Skyline Industries in Jersey, operating steel warehouses.
Count Eltz, something I've always wondered about. Germany makes such marvelous, fine wines. How come the Germans are primarily known for drinking beer?
Because, probably because they also make very fine beer.
That's the last time I go futzing around with a count, I'll tell you that. Count Von Eltz and friends, thank you very much for being here with us on To Tell the Truth. Well, in any event, Gene Rayburn and the rest of us will be back in a moment, right after we have a young horsewoman waiting in the starting gate, so don't get lost.
We've all heard it. We've all said it. What should I make for dinner? I'm tired of the same things over and over again. Or, company's coming. I need to make something quick and easy. Or, I want to make something homemade, but I'm so busy. Sound familiar? Well, how about mocha brownie cake? Or chicken fettuccine? Or smashed potatoes? Look difficult? Easy as can be. Those and loads more are in my So Easy recipe collection that are no fail, anybody can do in no time with things that we recognize right from our supermarket shelves. First, you'll receive a free deluxe 3-ring binder that organizes your recipe and tip secrets. Absolutely free. Also a free assortment of colorful recipe cards, all from the hoo-hoo fancy looking quickies to no-nonsense quickies. All of them fun too. Plus some of my shortcut hints and tips to take the stress out of meals. And yes, if you call today, I'll also send you a free compact mini mixer that'll turn frantic into looking like a kitchen hero expert in no time. And even more, I'll send you extra recipes. Now those are free for 30 days. But most importantly, there's no obligation. I said none, now or ever. If you don't like them, just send them back, no questions, and keep all the free stuff besides. So order now and receive your free 3-ring binder, recipe cards, bonus tip sheet, and those extra recipes you can try out free for 30 days.
Call now and we'll bill you just $5.98 plus shipping and handling. Then about once a month, you'll receive 2 new packs of recipes for the same low price per pack, plus the bonus tip sheet. There's no obligation. And don't forget, you'll also receive a compact mini mixer, absolutely free.
Call this number. Order the Mr. Food So Easy recipe collection today. Then whether it's company or down-home family comfort, there's no yelling and screaming and worrying. Just lots of, ooh, it's so good.
And now let us greet our horsewoman.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Jackie All.
Number 2.
My name is Jackie All.
Number 3.
My name is Jackie All.
You can have your wine. I'll take all 3 Jackie Alls. Those are cute girls. Gee, they're cute. All right, here is Jackie All's story. I, Jackie All, train and ride horses. Although I'm only 16 years old, I've been riding competitively for 6 years and have won over 300 ribbons and trophies. I started riding at the age of 2. I had to mount my pony in a very unusual fashion, by standing on a bucket that in turn was placed on a fruit box. By the time I was 12, I was in competition with teenagers and adults, and a year later was chosen to condition some of the horses that were to be used by the Japanese Olympic team. My current ambition is to be a member of the 1976 U.S. Olympic equestrian team. Signed, Jackie All. And we'll start with a horse of a different color. Bill.
All right, number 3, making the United States equestrian team must be very difficult. I imagine there are many candidates. How do you go about getting a position on that team?
Well, you have to get a very good name for yourself in riding, participate in many horse shows, and then you try out in clinics, special clinics for the Olympic team.
Is there any, number 1, is there any regulatory body other than the Olympic Committee? Is there any other regulatory body that considers who will make the team, who advises the Olympic Committee?
Not that I know of. I think, you know, there's definitely a committee that judges you, and you go through a certain amount of competition.
Now, number 2, when you're riding in a horse show and you're going through that obstacle course there, you bring your horse around and he has to do it real well. How many barriers are there that you have to clear?
Well, in stadium jumping, there's usually 10 to 12.
Uh-huh. And how about
How about that?
Yeah.
We're gonna go Peggy.
How about that?
And number 1, where are you from?
I'm from Nevada.
And number 2?
Fresno, California.
3?
Glencoe, Maryland.
Thank you. Number one, if you help condition the horses for the Japanese team, does you got paid for it, does that not hurt your amateur status? Because these people are so loony over here.
No, actually, well, I didn't get paid for it.
Oh, so you kept your amateur status?
Yeah.
Well, number three, if a girl worked as a groom and got paid for it, would she no longer be an amateur?
No, she would still be an amateur.
Okay. Number two, who's Jack Kelly?
I don't know.
Okay, that's all right. Number one, is it true that some of the European teams went in Olympic jumping really shine the bottom of their boots, I mean the soles of their feet as well as the tops? It's always fascinated me.
Well, that's been, we talk about that a lot in riding school. It's like, it's more or less like a legendary thing. You know, I don't actually know for sure if they do or not.
Oh, it's true. At least
And from Peggy, we're going to go down to Gene.
Yes, number one.
Yeah, there, Gene. Number one is over that way.
Number one, hello there, number one. What's a martingale or martingale? What is that thing, number one?
A martingale.
Martingale.
I don't use one myself, but it's a piece of leather you put under the horse's neck. It's like a breast collar for the horse.
What's it do to him?
Well, it stables his neck so his neck doesn't bob up and down when you ride.
I don't care if his neck goes like that. Yeah. Number two, what do you mean by conditioning a horse? What do you do to him?
Well, you've got to ride him quite a bit because you can't just take a horse out and run him a couple of miles unless you're conditioned to it. You've got to take him up slowly.
All righty, and that buzzer takes us to Kitty, please.
I'll follow that along. Number three, what's the difference between conditioning and training?
You condition a horse to get him in shape for cross countries, which is an endurance test.
But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Conditioning is part of training.
Do you need that for Olympic riding, conditioning?
Yes, I
you
do.
do. And number one, what's the difference between dressage and ordinary jumping?
Well, dressage is a test of obedience and skill, both for the rider and the horse.
Number two, do you do dressage for the Olympics?
Yes, if you're in the...
Thank you. Number three, what is the name? I'm terribly sorry, but there was wine on the other spot. What is the name of the lady who is on our Olympics team?
Lana DuPont.
Thank you. Do you agree with that, number two?
There goes the bell, and Kitty, we're going to have to mark our ballots without consulting amongst ourselves. We say that it's number one, or we say that it's number two, or we say that it's number three. We pay $50 for each wrong guess, and we pay $500 if everybody is wrong, and Bill Cullen starts.
Boy, I don't know whether I was saved or ruined here, but I was all set to vote for number three until she mentioned the name Lana DuPont, and I don't think that's a familiar name as far as horsewomanship is concerned. I think Lana DuPont stays home and makes paint, if I recall correctly.
Or nylons.
They're nylons. And number two shook her head vigorously, and I think I got snaked out of this, but I voted for number two at the last minute. What'd you do?
Okay, you got a number two there, Peggle.
None of your beeswax. Well, I was going to vote for number two until I heard number three say Lana DuPont.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that Mrs. DuPont owned Kelso, a great horse. So why shouldn't horsemanship run in the family? So I voted for number three. And the DuPonts.
And by such dubious reasoning, we arrive at a three and we go down to Gene Rayburn.
Well.
Good
luck.
That spot's over.
I hope you get on the Olympic team, number two. I don't know why I voted for her.
We got a pair of twos, we got a three, we got a Kitty Carlisle.
Number one was excellent, and number three said Miss DuPont.
Yeah.
And I do think that Miss DuPont is probably a horsewoman. They both come from Maryland. But I voted for number two.
I'm the only one that went with you, number three. Don't let me down.
I would have voted for number one.
Why?
She's cute. The votes are all in.
The other two aren't.
Will the real Jackie All please stand up?
It's gonna be number one, I bet.
I knew it all.
No.
It's number three. Thank you, Jackie. Let's find out about your friends. Number one, what is your real name, please, and what do you do?
My name is Camille Lazard. I'm a professional dancer and was with the Harkness Ballet Company.
That's a good outfit. And number three with one large vote over there. What is your real name, please, and what do you do?
My name is Sandy Smith. I work for the Chalet Club of New York, and I take people down to run the rapids of the Colorado River.
Hey, that's awesome. Jackie, when you're involved in this kind of competition, is it necessary for you to own horses of your own, or do other people get you to ride their horses?
You don't have to own your own horses, and if you don't have them and you're a good rider, a lot of people will furnish a horse for you.
Excuse me for being curious. Which is the case? Which is true in your case?
Right now, I have my own horse.
Well, good, and you'll be able to buy shoes for about a half more horse with 3 votes than what you won. Thank you very much for being with us here on To Tell the Truth.
They're shocking. They're bizarre. They're outrageous.
They really suck!
They're the world's most extreme gong show contestants.
Who needs English? I'm in the mood for a little foreign tongue right now anyway.
It's the best of Extreme Gong, weeknights 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, only on Game Show Network.
I'm so happy, I'm floating on cloud nine. I'm so happy, I'm feeling swell, life is so sublime.
Imagine feeling this good about your car insurance bill.
So gosh darn incredibly happy.
That's happy, baby. Geico Direct. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
It's a beautiful morning.
Bounce gives clothes, linens, and towels a freshness you can't help but notice.
And just smile.
In fact, you might find that adding a little bounce to your morning puts a little bounce in your step. And because Bounce has time-released freshness, you can count on fresh days day after day. So put a little bounce in your morning and have
a beautiful morning.
My Aunt Marie never had an open cookbook in her life. What a cook. But tonight, she did ask the Olive Garden how to make stuffed chicken parmesan. I'm shocked. It's parmesan like you've never seen. Luscious Italian cheeses stuffed inside a chicken breast with a great pasta and all the salad and breadsticks you want. All for $9.95. In fact, my Uncle Joe liked the price so much, he opened something he never opens either. The Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
Today, people who didn't send the money, Western Union, and the heartbreak it caused. So what happened?
My Aunt Leona called. She was throwing a party and she sprung a leak.
She did?
Well, her tub did. And I told Mercury here to send money.
I did.
But not Western Union.
Her aunt sprung a leak and you didn't use Western Union?
No, and it took forever.
And what does Aunt Leona have to say?
Hey, it's your money. Use Western Union, the fastest way to send money worldwide.
Upgrade to date? Well, we've got the cure.
Choose me and I'll set you free.
Tonight, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. Next up, it's What's My Line? Followed by Win TV. Then, keep it here for the $100,000 pyramid.
Well, now, for those of you who, like me, who are not quite up on your wines, may I recommend that you sometime try Diet Right Cola 71. It was an excellent year.
Good year.
And I happen to own a small piece of the action. It might do me a little good. And we'll see you tomorrow come the same time.
Yeah, but your house ain't on the bill. Transportation and other considerations provided by Chevrolet, featuring the new Monte Carlo. Still the only personal luxury car you can buy for anything near the price. Luxury style, craftsmanship, plus traditional Chevrolet value. Hotel accommodations, courtesy of the luxurious Park Sheraton Hotel, home of the famous Mermaid Room, right in the heart of Manhattan and convenient to everything. Prices or product mentions were furnished and or paid for by the manufacturers or supplier of the products or services identified on this program. This is Johnny Olson speaking for To Tell the Truth, the Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.
The truth can be found in black and white with Bud Collyer. Don't miss the original To Tell the Truth, Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific.